This should be good.
Better be. What the devil is this?
Some sort of listening device?
We all have them.
Mr. Pembroke certainly seems intent on making a splash.
Is everything synchronized?
Oh, yes, sir.
All is in order.
It's better be. Mr. Edison, you have my assurance.
I don't give a hang about your assurances.
My assurance that I have utilized none of your patented technology.
Let me be satisfied of that.
Even if I had, your patents don't apply beyond the borders of the United States.
Some of them do. Now I'd like to look at your sound synchronization system.
Absolutely not. Now, if you'll excuse me, I have a show to put on. Keep an eye on him.
When's this bloody thing gonna get started?
Ladies and gentlemen, prepare to be amazed.
Bugger always was full of himself.
You are the first to witness a new era in filmed entertainment. Not only of sight, but sound. No doubt, you've all noticed these. They're very easy to use. Simply affix them like this. Now, prepare to be transported to a new world. A world where all your senses are engaged.
See that? I have to say, that was bloody good.
Indeed, sir.
Nobody move!
Ladies and gentlemen, you've been very patient. We appreciate that. We'll let you leave as soon as we can.
Doctor?
The bullet did not pass through.
Right. Shot had to have come from this direction. Everyone seated in this section, please come forward. I'd like a word.
No need to bother. I know who did this, and I'll fetch him for you.
What are you doing?
Pembroke! This man! He's been trying to destroy me ever since I got into this business.
Could I have your name, please, sir?
You surely don't think.
Your name?
Thomas Alva Edison.
No need to get excited, Mr. Pembroke. Many apologies, Mr. Edison.
Can I go?
Just bear with me. Μέρντοχ! Μέρντοχ! There's someone here you might like to meet. Detective William Μέρντοχ. Meet Mr. Thomas Edison.
Hey, it's a pleasure.
Detective Μέρντοχ is something of a tinkerer himself. He's invented quite a few ingenious devices.
Fascinating.
Mr. Edison, if I may, what are you doing here?
I'm in your province to check on my mining interests, and I do enjoy a moving picture, even when it's of a very low standard.
Oh, dream onward, Edison. You only wish to achieve what I have.
Very much doubt that to be true. I'm here because I suspect this man of being a thief.
I am not.
We'll see about that. I believe he is in violation of several of my patents.
I am not.
May I go?
Certainly, Mr. Edison, certainly.
You're letting a killer walk free.
He's Thomas Bloody Edison.
Mr. Pέντρικ, the victim was seated in this reserved section. Did you know him?
Sadly, I did. His name is George Bailey, and he's my primary investor. Someone shot him to destroy me, and that someone just walked out that door. I have to leave. I have another moving picture I have to make, and my carriage driver is calling at an ungodly hour tomorrow. Good evening, gentlemen.
Have you finished your questions?
I suppose so.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for your patience. You're all free to go.
Thank you.
Crabtree,
Sir.
let's tear this place apart. See if we can find any trace of the murder weapon.
Julia, I didn't know you were here.
I wouldn't miss the opportunity.
It was a rather good moving picture, wasn't it?
Yes, actually, I was watching the audience. I took the occasion to study how the audience reacted to the images on the screen, how the immersion of the senses can take fantasy to reality.
Did you see or hear anything out of the ordinary?
Just that people were delighted with the experience.
Excuse us.
It's a pity he missed the ending.
The moving pictures were remarkable, weren't they?
They were indeed, George.
When the train was coming for us, I thought I would jump out of my skin.
So did I, George. Well, he wasn't shot at close range. No powder burns at all. There it is. 38 caliber, I believe.
We've yet to recover the murder weapon.
William,
Julia.
sorry to interrupt. I was told that I would find you here. I thought of something that could be of interest to your investigation.
What's that?
While I was observing the audience at the moving picture, I noticed a number of things. The most interesting being that at certain times the audience was so convinced what they were seeing was real that they turned their face away or averted their eyes.
Doctor, I was just saying much the same thing.
So if Mr. Bailey turned his head during the gunshot sequence...
The killer may not have been positioned where you thought he was.
Dr. Ogden, would you like to accompany me to the theater? George, turn your head to the right. The other right.
Oh, right. I thought you meant your right, sir.
Is this the manner in which you observed most of them reacting?
Yes, some bowed their heads, but most turned their glances away from the screen.
Right. Let's assume that Mr. Bailey reacted in this manner. That would mean the shot came from...
Well, look at that.
a bullet hole.
Indeed it is. What is it, William?
George, who else was sitting with Mr. Bailey in this reserved section?
Well, these were all people that contributed to the making of the moving picture.
And Mr. Pέντρικ?
He was sitting in front of Mr. Bailey, but he did get up and move.
Was that before or after the shot?
Before.
Well then, perhaps our Mr. Bailey wasn't the intended target after all. George, I need you to get me the most powerful torch you can find.
Sir?
And now, Dr. Ogden.
Did it work, William?
Yes, thank you. It would appear that Mr. Pέντρικ is very lucky he was not in his seat.
It's a terribly exciting venture Mr. Pέντrik's undertaking, isn't it, sir? Sir?
Moving pictures, George, that's somewhat beneath Pέντrik's intellect, don't you think?
Sir.
I see them.
Oi! You! Stop there!
Toronto Constabulary, unhand that woman at once.
What's going on? This isn't in the manuscript.
Stop!
Oh, I see.
Doc, what did you have in mind besides ruining my moving picture?
A question, Mr. Pέντrik. Why were you not in your seat at the time of the shooting?
I returned to the projector. I have a witness to that. Besides, the man who was killed was my major investor. Certainly not someone I'd want to see harmed.
Mr. Pέντρικ.
I had everything to lose and nothing to gain by seeing that man die.
James,
Murdoch, why do you always presume me to be guilty?
Mr. Pέντρικ, I don't suspect you of anything.
Oh, that's refreshing. Eleanor, develop that film. See if there's anything we can use that Murdoch didn't ruin.
Right away, Mr. Pέντrik.
Did you come all this way just to tell me I didn't do it?
No, Mr. Pέντrik, I suspect that someone was trying to shoot you.
If anyone shot at me, it was that damn Edison.
Thomas Edison is one of the foremost inventors of our time. I highly doubt that he tried to kill you.
That wouldn't be the first time you were wrong.
James, come on, can we go to lunch? Detective Murdoch, are you finished with my sweetheart?
Yes. Do I know you? Fairchild. Minerva Fairchild.
I go by Charlotte now.
Where are my manners? I'm so sorry. Charlotte, this is Detective William
It's nice
Murdoch.
to meet my fans.
Pleasure.
Charlotte?
Wallace, please don't be a pest. I told you that we were through.
I'll tell you when we're through.
Unhand her!
You are coming with me.
Mr. Pέντrikk, are you all right? Miss, are you all right?
Yeah, I am, thank you for asking.
Crabtree. George Crabtree.
It's just a strong name.
Oh, do you think?
George! You are an engineer, yes? So you could have devised the scenario that I described?
Of course, but I didn't do it. I was working late at the university.
Did anyone see you there?
This is ridiculous. Certainly, I was upset that Charlotte left me for him, but she's hardly worth murder.
Think of anyone that may have seen you at the university.
I do believe I may have misjudged you, James. You do have some brilliant ideas.
No offense taken, Thomas, and I think you'd be an excellent addition.
Are you sure this is a real police station?
Of course it's a real bloody What do you think it is?
Actors.
Oh, I see, of course.
And is that Detective Murdoch?
One and the same.
I must talk to him, study him. Detective Murdoch, Lincoln Prescott, I am to be you.
I see. Sir, what is going on?
I've agreed to let James film parts of his moving picture in Station House 4. It's a ripping coppers and robbers yarn. He's found a role in it for me.
Of course. And the real murder I'm to be investigating?
Oh, they'll stay out of your way, Murdoch.
May I help you?
No, please, just carry on.
I told Lincoln that you were the inspiration for the detective.
James mentioned Dr. Julia Ogden. I'd love to see her again. He's hinted at your tortured association with her.
Sir, you're participating in this?
James and I agreed that the moving picture could use a touch of authenticity.
Would you have dinner with us this evening? Lincoln and I would like to make sure that you're accurately portrayed.
Oh, I don't know.
Oh, do be a sport, Murdoch.
Oh, I'm so sorry. The invitation is for Detective Murdoch alone and his mysterious doctor.
Scotch.
The inspiration for a moving picture, sir. That's quite something.
As would be finding the man who killed Mr. Bailey.
Detective Murdoch, how may I be of assistance?
I'm wondering if perhaps you saw this man the night of the shooting.
Sorry.
Did you happen to see anyone else? Anyone who may have gone backstage?
Only Mr. Edison, sir.
Edison?
Dan Mann wanted to check out every aspect of this theater. Made sure we weren't guilty of any patent violations. Dreadful pest.
Thank you.
So that's the second mention of Mr. Edison.
Certainly is, George.
It's just so good to see you again, Doctor.
And you, Minerva.
Pardon me if I'm being indiscreet, but what is Detective Murdoch to you?
We're very good friends.
Oh. Is that it? There's nothing more?
Charlotte, perhaps you're being a little too prying.
I need to know who I'm playing, a modern woman or a church mouse.
Well, if you're playing a modern woman, perhaps you shouldn't be trying to define her through her relationship with a man.
Besides, Charlotte, the writer and the director has some say how you're characterized.
Some, but my corners can be much more dynamic.
Actually, I'm a psychiatrist now, not a coroner.
No, I know. It's just, sorry, it's just very dreary. You know, speaking to morons, I want to be a woman of action.
But how do you feel?
I'm sorry.
Encountering these dastardly villains, you must be afraid.
Oh, well, I've never really thought about...
And the human cost, surrounded by tragedy. How do you sleep?
8 hours, rain or shine.
And the cost your work must have on your soul.
William sees crime as an intricate puzzle. One which can always be solved.
Yes. But how does it affect you?
I've never really considered how it...
I see. The man truly is an island.
Mr. Pέντρικ, this latest venture of yours, are you sure it's going to work? Murder, crime, as entertainment?
We have mystery novels. I'm simply trying to create a visual narrative.
Yes, I understand that, but filmed depravity is something completely different.
See, I'm willing to bet that you're wrong. I believe that the filmed adventures of Detective William Murdoch will play to standing room only crowds from coast to coast. Moving pictures are this century's predominant form of entertainment. I'm willing to bet on it, for young and old.
I highly doubt that. But I wish you luck. Are you really going to call it that?
You there. Can you hold this for me?
Not my department.
Well, my job is the director, but as you can see, I'm playing a small role too.
And I'm still waiting to be paid, Mr. Pέντρικ. Director, sir.
You there. Grip this.
George, have we established Mr. Wallace's alibi yet? Constable?
Oh, I'm sorry, sir. It's all quite fascinating, isn't it? And the inspector, sir, having the makeup applied as if you were a lady.
George, when you're ready to tear yourself away, perhaps you can find out where Mr. Wallace was at the time of the murder.
Sir, will do.
Excellent work, Detective Murdoch.
Thank you, sir.
No. Excellent work, Murdoch. Excellent work, Murdoch. Excellent work.
Oh, Dr. Grace, I wasn't expecting you.
I thought I would bring you these lab reports.
Well, I didn't request any lab reports. Oh, the filming, yes, of course.
Is it true Lincoln Prescott is here?
Yes, he's the chap who was playing Detective Murdoch.
Could you introduce me to him? Constable Crabtree. Could you help practice my lines with me?
Me? Well, yes, I suppose so.
Hello, I'm Emily Grace. I have to practice my scene, but thank you.
Pέντrikk!
Alphonse.
I see that you're play acting as well as directing. What have you done to my manuscript?
I made a few amendments.
Amendments? You have ruined it.
Oh, I'd hardly say that.
You have. Murdoch can't be shot. It has to be Constable Tom.
Alphonse, I am the director, and what I say goes.
But if you do it like that, it doesn't make any sense. In the third act, Tom is the one who has to get shot.
The audience won't care about Tom. Murdoch is the star.
But the ending won't make any sense at all.
It doesn't matter. There'll be a terrific chase scene.
Idiot! Bloody writers. All they do is set the table. The actors prepare the feast.
Quiet, please!
And places and let's act.
I'm sorry, I'm just not comfortable.
Stop filming. What is it?
I'm not comfortable with how this scene has been rewritten. I have prepared all evening to do it the other way.
Why?
Constable Tom
should escort the criminal, not me. I'm the detective. To touch the criminal is beneath me.
You're also the hero. Mr. Prescott, please, just take the young man to the jail cell.
Detective Murdoch's style of law enforcement is more cerebral. It's not this roughhouse.
I could do it.
Thank you, no.
Perhaps George Crabtree could do it. It'd be nice to have a real policeman in the scene.
Me? No, I couldn't possibly.
You already have a real policeman.
Everybody, please just take your places and let's act. And begin.
Come with me.
No! No!
Stop filming. Fabulous, Mr. Prescott. Excellent work, very convincing. Mr. Prescott. Mr. Prescott. Mr. Prescott. I don't know what happened. Is he going to be all right?
The wound doesn't appear to be too serious.
How quickly do you think he'll be back on his feet? I'd like to resume.
He should rest for at least a couple of days.
Sorry, a couple of days, not hours. Days. Days. Lincoln, I'm so sorry. I'm going to have to relieve you.
Mr. Pендrик.
Leave your costume at the door.
James, sweetie, I just had a bit of an idea. I could replace him.
Female copper! That's a bloody good one.
I just did what Mr. Pендrик told me to do.
Which was?
I was to enter the room and shoot the man who is escorting my partner in crime. The gun wasn't supposed to be loaded.
But it was.
The gun was loaded with a blank cartridge.
Are you sure?
Of course Are you telling me I don't know my job?
No, but the gun you assured me was loaded with a blank instead fired a live round.
When I put it on the table, it was equipped with a blank. Someone must have switched them.
Isn't it your responsibility to oversee the items used in the filming of this moving picture?
I've only got 2 hands. Mr. Pendrik has been working us like a tyrant to get this moving picture finished, without pay.
Sir, I'm wondering about this writer chap. He was in the vicinity of the weapon, and he did offer a threat.
Excellent idea, George. Find out where
he lives. Already done.
I did have a love for the stage as a young man, but the call of duty to Queen and country denied me the opportunity.
Sir, we're off to question a witness.
Yes, Μέρντοχ. Carry on. Of course, the love of the stage still courses through my veins. In fact, I was told I was bloody good.
This is where the writer lives?
Sir, as good as. There he is now.
Sir, a moment. I'm Detective William
Yes. I know who you are. He made me name my damned manuscript after you.
A near-fatal accident has occurred where Mr. Pendrik is filming.
Was Pendrik hurt?
No.
Oh. Well, that's a shame. What happened?
Someone tampered with a gun. An actor was shot.
An actor? Well, at least that's something. Which one?
The one playing Μέρντοχ.
Pendrik's a fool. Constable Tom was the one who was supposed to be shot.
Well, Pendrik is playing Constable Tom.
And poorly, I'd wager.
This is no laughing matter, sir.
I never tampered with a gun. I never fired a gun, and I am certainly not involved. When I choose a weapon, I use this.
Thank you for your time.
So according to that chap's original manuscript, the character who was being shot was played by Pendrik.
Oh, Μέρντοχ, could I have a word?
You can't be serious.
But who better to play Μέρντοχ than Μέρντοχ?
Mr. Pembroke, need I remind you that I am searching for someone who may be trying to kill you?
If that's the case, they may be associated with this venture. What better place to look?
But you want me to act? That would compromise my ability to conduct a proper investigation.
On the contrary, you'd be closer to the action.
As an actor, not a detective.
Balderdash. Acting is nothing more than standing around all day, reciting a few words.
What's so amusing?
You acting.
That's so ridiculous.
Well, it's not something I can imagine you doing.
I've heard that apparently there isn't much to it. All right, Mr. Pembroke, you're on. But I'm only doing this to aid my investigation.
Of course. Of course.
I certainly hope your math is up to snuff because you're a
Murdoch. Are you ready to begin?
Yes. I have some questions about these words. Thoughts, actually.
Thank you, Murdoch. We'll talk about it later. Stop. Murdoch, what are you doing?
Checking for finger marks.
Is that in the manuscript?
No, but it's what a real detective would do.
Just do what's in the manuscript. And let's act.
And are you sure that you... Mr. Pembroke?
What is it, Murdoch?
Why is this constable not wearing a hat? A Canadian constable would always wear a hat.
Stop filming. I'm hoping to distribute this moving picture all over the world. I don't want to confuse the audience.
Oh.
Let's act.
Mr. Pembroke?
Yes, Murdoch.
Why would I give the gun to him?
Because he shoots somebody later on. It's in the manuscript.
A trained policeman would never do such a thing.
I don't care.
I'm sorry. I have to stop you. A real coroner would simply not handle the body in such a...
Just mind your business.
I'm just trying to help.
Well, did I ask you for your
Stop!
Mr. Pembroke, a real coroner would simply not
James,
handle the body
he's been on me
in such
all
a...
day. No. I cannot work under these
I know,
conditions.
David. I know.
Sorry about that.
Murdoch, could I have a quick word with you?
Yes.
Detective!
George, he fired me.
I know, sir, I know.
All right. We should get back to the station house.
Well, begging your pardon, sir, I wonder if I might stay.
Stay.
Mr. Pembroke needs me on set in 5 minutes. I'll do your namesake proud, sir. Trust me.
It's not personal, Murdoch. It's just business.
No offense taken. I'm very busy.
George Crabtree seems quite the natural.
Mr. Pembroke, you seem to have much less staff today.
Yes, that damn Edison.
Edison?
He came by this morning offering them jobs at his new film studio at rates I couldn't afford.
And they took them?
Like fish to water. But I'll soldier on.
William.
Ladies.
We heard the bad news.
Or good news, depending on how you look at it.
Perhaps George Crabtree will be our next moving picture star.
Okay, everyone take your places, please. Mr. Pέντρικ is ready to begin.
And places and let's act.
Detective, we're gonna have to take him to the morgue.
I'll alert the constables immediately. Dr. Ogden, thank you. I don't think I could have done this without you.
No. Thank you, Detective Μέρντοχ. Thank you.
Oh, my.
All right, stop. Cut it out.
Cut! That was not in the manuscript.
The manuscript said I was supposed to embrace him.
Well, that was a lot more than an embrace.
Yeah, well, perhaps it'll titillate the audience.
It was titillating. Emily!
George Crabtree, you certainly enjoyed that.
No. I had to kiss her back, Emily. Otherwise it would ruin the moving picture.
Ruin the moving picture. In a pig's eye.
Oh, Emily, no. It's as a professional, I don't have any feelings when I kissed a pretty woman.
Play back some of the audio recording. I want to make sure we're getting Mr. Crabtree's voice. Do I look like a man with time on my hands?
Mr. Pέντρικ! Stop! Mr. Pέντrikk! Mr. Pέντrikk! Are you all right?
What?
Are you all right?
Yes, I think so. Murdoch, I think someone's trying to kill me.
Yes, that's what I've been trying to tell you all along. You say Edison paid you a visit?
What?
Edison came by?
How much longer do you plan on detaining me?
Until I get satisfactory answers to my questions. You were at the moving picture theater the night of the shooting.
Only to make sure Mr. Pέντρικ was not violating one of my patents. And I was not at your police station during the other shooting you mentioned.
You were at the filming of Mr. Pέντrik's moving picture, poaching his workers.
I was simply offering them better, more prestigious jobs. Detective Μέρντοχ, I'm an inventor, plain and simple. Not a murderer.
That very well may be. But isn't it true that Mr. Pέντrik's sound technology has outstripped your own?
I have no interest in sound. I am on record stating sound will be the death of moving pictures.
Perhaps because you've yet to master it.
I would master it if I had an interest, which I do not.
But Mr. Pέντrikk has, and that makes him a threat.
I am the holder of more than 700 patents, all of them unique inventions. Mr. Pέντrikk is hardly a threat. Either charge me or let me go.
Sir. Henry? I took the liberty of examining all the motion picture equipment on Mr. Pέντrik's movie location.
Really? And?
Well, I found Mr. Edison's finger marks on a number of pieces of equipment.
As I told you, I was there.
There were finger marks on the thing that almost killed Mr. Pέντrikk, sir.
Mr. Edison?
Do you seriously believe that I would murder?
I don't know, Mr. Edison.
Detective Μέρντοχ, if I wanted to harm Pέντrikk, I would use weapons far more devastating than any gun. My attorneys.
Henry, show Mr. Edison our cells.
I can't. Are you charging me?
Not as yet. And good work, Henry. Your show of initiative has been noted.
Sir. Mr. Edison?
I said put the closer picture first.
I'm sorry.
Mr. Pέντrikk, moment of your time.
You have to pay attention, Eleanor.
I have watched this film a million times.
Then watch it 1,000,001.
His finger marks on my recording device?
Yes.
You're still not convinced?
He is ruthless, but I find it hard to believe that he would be that careless.
Well, I'll trust your judgment, Μέρντοχ. I don't know why, but I will.
Mr. Pέντρικ.
I have a moving picture to finish. If I don't, I'll be ruined. Yet again.
But if you continue, you may be killed.
Then I'll die for my art.
Mr. Pέντρικ, art is a sculpture, a painting, poetry. You're making a moving picture starring Constable George Crabtree. The exact moment of the gunshot,
Corresponds with the moment the gunfighter raised his weapon.
which we determined earlier was aimed directly where Τζέιμς Πέντρικ was sitting,
So the person behind the screen had an exact knowledge of the images on the screen.
and knew exactly when they would occur.
Mr. Edison?
Mr. Edison saw the moving picture once, maybe twice. Whoever was sitting behind this screen had to have had an intimate knowledge of the moving picture.
I have watched this film a million times.
Eleanor Grimes. Oh,
Emily said they were filming on Queen Street today.
don't tell me. Is she taken with the moving pictures as well?
I believe she's keeping an eye on George.
Right.
You know, William, I imagine you would have made a fine film actor.
Thank you. But I just can't abide all the inaccuracies.
You might be my superior, but I have to say you're the most incompetent police officer I've
Watch your mouth, Μέρντοχ, or I'll...
Or you'll what? Solve a case without me? I'm William Μέρντοχ, and you're dirtying my coattails from riding them so hard, so just stand down and let me do my job.
And stop. Excellent work, Mr. Crabtree.
You're a dead man, Crabtree.
Well, sir, I'm simply reciting what it says in the manuscript.
With just a little too much enthusiasm.
Develop this and have it on my desk.
Yes, sir.
Mr. Pέντρικ, I wonder if I might be able to have a word with your assistant here.
Miss Grimes.
Miss Grimes, is it not true that you have made 3 of your own moving pictures?
I have.
And you presented them to Thomas Edison?
He stole them from me. I made the mistake of using one of his film cameras.
So now you're but a lowly assistant,
I am more than that, sir. I am a film editor.
laboring under a man you consider to be a lesser talent.
I beg your pardon.
Miss Grimes, if you were to kill Τζέιμς Πέντρικ and implicate Mr. Edison in the murder, you would be able to return to your rightful place.
If that were true, I doubt it would work. No man, except the rare husband, would ever take orders from a woman.
Miss Grimes, Mr. Edison's finger marks were not the only ones found on Mr. Pέντrik's sound recording equipment. George, please escort Miss Grimes to the station house and test her finger marks.
That, my dear, is a woman of action.
Did you manage to film that?
Yes.
Excellent.
Thank you, Dr. Ogden. I don't think I could have done this without you.
No. Thank you, Detective Μέρντοχ. Thank you.
Oh, my.
You might be my superior, but I have to say you're the most incompetent police officer I've
Watch your mouth, Μέρντοχ, or I'll...
Or you'll what? Solve a case without me? I'm William Μέρντοχ, and you're dirtying my coattails from riding them so hard, so just stand down and let me do my job.
Well, I must say, I thought I was bloody excellent.
Excellent indeed, sir. Mr. Pέντρικ, in spite of a few inaccuracies, you have made a roaring adventure.
Thank you, Μέρντοχ. And if it's a success, I'll make more.
That's excellent, Mr. Pέντρικ. I do have a suggestion, though.
I trust it doesn't involve further spooning with my girl.
No. It has to do with the title of your moving picture. The filmed adventures of Detective William Murdoch hardly trips off the tongue, and it would make for a very long marquee.
That's true. What do you suggest?
Just the Murdoch mysteries.
I like it.
Well, it's snappier.
Bravo, Mr. Pέντρικ.
Get out of here.
We should go into business together.
Oh, I very much doubt that.
Come on, son. With my technology and your artist's vision, we could take the world by storm.
My vision? My sound equipment, you mean?
Ooh, we could utilize that. Mr. Pέντρικ, I and a group of others are considering going to California to launch the motion picture industry. You could be a part of it.
The motion picture industry will be here, in Toronto, Canada. I have no intention of going into business with a scoundrel such as you.
Well, good luck to you. I own all the theaters and hold patents on all moving picture technology in the United States. Who will you sell to?
I will exhibit my moving pictures in the great halls of Europe, and France, and Italy.
England.
Won't be worth a bucket of spit. Your Murdoch mysteries will never see the silver screen south of the border.
Are you sure that was wise, Mr. Pέντρικ?
I don't need the United States. Under my leadership, Canada will be at the forefront of the motion picture industry. On that, you have my word. Gentlemen, thank you for your assistance.
Mr. Pέντρικ, James, if you ever do decide to make another moving picture, sir,
I'll call you.
The motion picture industry is terribly exciting, isn't it, sirs? I do hope he succeeds.
Madam?
Sir, you don't?
I'm not entirely sure I can envy a future where everyone wastes their lives staring at a screen watching made-up stories.